Hello, hello, welcome to Tarot for Our Times. This is Sarah, your medium on the go, and the whole internet has been abuzz with the judge in Wisconsin, Judge Dugan, being arrested on the charge of interfering with federal officers doing their duty. And apparently, it's about, I guess, a hearing she had for an immigrant, an illegal immigrant, I don't know. And then she had, I guess, waved them out a door. So, they arrested her. So we don't know what really happened yet. A lot of people, especially those idiots that comment on the local TV news in Pittsburgh, they've pretty much convicted her. And that kind of brings me to the point because I didn't know how I was going to approach it. And I watched a lot of videos to see what was happening. And basically, she was pretty much released. I don't think, she was pretty much released on her own recognizance as soon as she got down to the courthouse. And so I watched the two I came away with is I watched Glenn Kirshner, and he brought it up that he found it very unusual that her lawyer didn't tell the judge this is ridiculous, these charges are baseless, that sort of thing. He was just saying she regretted the arrest or something like that, which he found unusual. So my impression of that was that he probably did that as maybe as part of his strategy on how to move forward. And then I watched the Romano report, and he was like Kirshner. He is also a former prosecutor. And he made a good point. He was saying, things have been going so bad for Trump this week that they needed some, I guess he didn't put it this way, but basically the juxt of what he said is that they needed some red meat to toss to the base because they're starting to lose Fox and all this sort. So I think he made a point, but as I said in the comments, yes, to a point, he made a point. And that this could be a distraction for a while, for a news cycle. And I said in the comment, never underestimate the lack of attention span that the American public has, and that it'll be a big deal. And then don't forget, and this is probably another reading out that will very well be the next reading, sort of like Trashy Weekend, the visit to the Pope's funeral, and whatever, God only knows what's going to happen there, where he's going to make it all about him. So I think the guy has a point, and this has always been a tactic of his campaign. I would say as soon as things go bad, just throw in a shiny object to distract the public. I'm going to see what the cards say, but my immediate hit on that is, yeah, it isn't going to last long. The woman isn't even back in court until the 15th of May. We really don't know all the facts yet. And, this could be legit. Who knows? This may be a sign that Patel is channeling J. Edgar Hoover, as you could see in my thumbnail. And that this is somebody we need, that he may be working lockstep. And so he said, in that respect, the Romano report said in that respect, it is political, even though this has nothing to do with how she ruled or prevented someone from doing something. This was about a charge that could be legitimate. But he also made the point that her arrest was way out of line. It was very political, And the way that it usually goes in cases like this, especially with judges who are officers of the court, is that they're given notice that they need, there's some charges pending. They need to turn themselves in, and then or else they'll come after them. So like 99.9% of the time, of course, they're going to show up with a lawyer, just like Trump did, and they walk right out again. So, in that respect, so I will say that he did make a very good point in the, are we being baited, and did we take the bait? There were people demonstrating outside of the courthouse in Milwaukee, I think it was Milwaukee or maybe Madison, but at any rate, so are they taking the bait? So in the spirit of what he's saying, I don't want to make this a very long, drawn out thing, famous last words, but because I think what I'm going to do is pretty much drop the subject until, because I think it's going to kind of die over the weekend, because everybody will be all wrapped up in the Pope's funeral, and we may not hear a whole lot about this until her court appearance on the 15th. So today's episode is brought to you by the Justice, or I should say the Justice Matters card, in that she has to be treated fairly like everybody else. But we're certainly not going to take away from the gravity of people not getting due process and being sent to concentration camps in El Salvador. So what I want to read on, it's going to be just a couple, and I'm going to try to keep them fairly short, on just what they have to say briefly about what might have happened in the courtroom that got J. Edgar Patel's petticoats in a bunch to have her arrested in a way that I'm sure that none of their judges would be arrested. And then I want to read on, is this a distraction, and is it taking away from the big story? So I pretty much have my own ideas, but I really did want to do a read on this. So I'm getting these cards shuffled up to see what the deal is. And I don't think it'll shouldn't take too long to maybe not get the answers, but to see where the energy lies. Now, I might do, if it's even worth it, I might even do a quickie on the 15th, but who knows? I mean, happy hour Pete has been doing more to embarrass himself, and that story could very well eclipse this one, because he's getting worse. It's sort of like they don't know that when people are addicted to alcohol that their public appearances get worse. They don't get better. No. Okay, at any rate, so we're going to see what the cards say about what might have happened. I think it was either yesterday, it was either Thursday, I think it was Thursday, and she was arrested Friday in the parking lot in a very public way. Okay, so as our what's going on now, our indicator is now, the Hanging Man. I think this is really what even Glenn Kirshner and, the Romano guy was saying, is that we really need to see what's really going on, and to maybe not to, to automatically take sides like the maggots are doing, and maybe look at it from a different perspective to see what's going on before either she gets vilified or not. I have a personal theory that I think that even if she was complicit, that it's going to be very hard. I don't even know if they're going to get it past a grand jury to be convincing that she did it with intent. That's very, very hard to prove. And the way things have been going in Wisconsin lately, there's a chance that she may not be the ham sandwich that the grand jury indicts. But we have to wait and see. That was just my off the top of my head. So the energy around that is the Page of Wands, which is we're going to get the message. We just wait and get the message and to see what is. This may either catch fire or it won't catch fire. So let's see. Underlying this is the Queen. Oh, Queen of Swords in reverse, which may be her. That she may have acted, hastily and not thought it out. That's just the maybe. So that is saying that maybe, but proving it is one thing. But that may have been like, I'm so sick of these ice bullies, that she may have had a momentary lapse. Okay. Although what this is saying is that she may win this. Who is this? Oh, it's the little girl giving her the guy the flowers or whatever, which is saying that there is support. Usually, let's see, how are these people? Yeah, they're not exactly, they're kind of following behind. The girl is coming up and giving him encouragement, which is saying there may be some issues with the jury pool out there. That she may win before this gets started. Okay. So then we have, the Magician. She's got resources. She's got very good resources. Very bright woman. And I think she will be surrounding herself with someone that has resources. So let's see. In opposition, we have Strength. Strong woman, even if she had a momentary lapse in judgment, which is maybe how she's being perceived. We really don't know. She's a strong woman. She's got this. And okay, so in the past we have the King of Pentacles. Okay, that's the male energy, but Pentacles always seem to come up in these readings. So the King of Pentacles, this is a pretty solid guy. I would say this is often, I would say she's a pretty grounded person. And grounded in, being a judge, it's like being a bricklayer in the sense that it's still traditionally a male job, although lots of women do it. But that she may have that kind of steadfast, grounded energy that they think that men have and hysterical women don't have. So she could be a big surprise. It looked like she was a pretty cool cookie from some of the things. So it's something about being grounded and not getting emotional. So this may be, I don't know, that's interesting coming from that. That might be clarified. Okay, so in the present we have Two of Pentacles in reverse is the, wow, you know what this is telling me? There may be more to this story than meets the eye. This is what I'm feeling, is that in trying to keep things balanced, she may have lost this, and it comes down to the point where if it's like, not that she wants to help aliens escape, it's just I'm getting this is telling me I'm not going to have these ice people come in and disrupt my courtroom. And I would say, if in fact she did let that guy out or point him in the direction, then it was more of like these thugs are not going to come in and disrupt my courtroom. And she may have pointed to a legit door. I think they have their work cut out for them. So this may turn out to be the big nothing burger that isn't not going to be really worth our time to. So in the near future, we have the Ace of Swords. I think we're going to find out the truth, and I think we're going to find it out pretty fast and move on. Okay, this is how it looks now, because there are all these different. Oh, they sent her. She sent them through the back door of her chamber. She sent them here, the broom closet. Who knows? And it's all in the comments of people. And I'm referring to the Pittsburgh TV stations on Facebook because that's where I live. And a lot of these people are Neanderthals that live in Pennsylvania, and that they've just made up their mind and they become the Facebook legal experts. So I'm sure that it's a middle American, and I think a lot of other places are doing that. So it is appealing to the base for the 2-second attention span they have. Okay, so in the more distant future is now we have the Six of Wands in reverse, which is telling me that it's quite possible that this may not be a winning thing for the prosecution. That Kash Patel may have overstepped. And so let's see, what do we have in hopes and fears? Okay, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse, which is talking about being hasty, moving too fast, maybe putting this in the spotlight a little bit too soon, that people will get fired up and then poof, it'll fizzle out. So I think he had the hopes that, this is going to really, because it's this is going to really catch on, and Fox News and Rupert Murdoch are just going to go back into the fold. But then the fear is, we moved kind of too fast and we've got all those people demonstrating, and then it could fizzle out. So in conclusion, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. So there could be a deal that could be made that is not going to make people happy. So that's how it stands right now. So what I want to do, so what I want to do now is I might do this as a lengthier one since that was pretty quick. What I want to do now is go to, is this a distraction? Is it taking away from the big story? So looking at this in the big picture, in the case is that we don't know yet. It's looking like they don't have a whole lot to go on, that the victory may be more with her than with him. Because, they've done this stuff before, and it just never seems to work out. I mean, the base is the base. They're going to believe anything. The base is shrinking, though. The base has been shrinking. And it's like somebody in the comments of the Romano report said, yeah, people might get riled up until they find the shelves of the grocery store are empty. And they really won't care about some judge it was like, let's make a deal. Was it door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3? And did she just hear commotion and told them let's get them out of the way? And I mean, I'm not even a lawyer, and her defense lawyer could do that, and then the jury, who will want to nullify anyway, will grab onto that one like the brass ring. So I want to see that what kind of effect is this. I agree with Romano that it could have it's distracting, and that's the old playbook, but it's not. And it's like the boy who cried wolf. This is I think this is getting old. I don't think people are caring about this, about the price. It's the price of eggs and gas and this and that. So, I just get a sense that this could be a momentary pearl clutcher, and that may be about it. But they can always hope that they're going to get the people to rally big time. The more, even talking about it's like, I don't think so. Okay, so to our Moon Garden Tarot and that silver edge stuff. Okay, so, alrighty. About it's a distraction, and did we take the bait? And I think we took the bait, but the hook didn't go in. You know what I mean? The worm may be halfway. Sorry for being so gross. The worm may be just halfway chomped off. And okay, so we have the 5 of Cups. Okay. We have the 5 of Cups as where we're at now. Well, he's not the only one to have Mr. Romano is not the only one to have thought of that, and it is a concern. I don't mean to make light of it. It is a concern. But the thing is, we cannot go into angst over going into angst. You know what? Okay. And he said he chomped on that hook too. He chomped on that hook until he thought about it. So, but the thing is, we can't dwell on that either. We'd say, oh, yeah, almost got me there, and then move on. Okay. So the energy around that is, everybody just went by emotions. I'm guilty. I plead guilty. So what? So you have emotions for 5 or 6 hours, then realize, I see what they're doing, but it's a good learning experience. So I don't see, he got pretty upset. You can't get upset over getting upset. Okay, so underlying all of this is it's like we've got to go forward with the really important stuff. We'll see how this plays out, but we don't even know what's going on. There's no point in getting upset until we know what's going on. Okay, we've just got to move forward. We have more important things to do. So I think that became apparent pretty fast. And then, the Lovers. Okay. So right now in Magaland is, goody. We get to team up with, we get to partner up with J. Edgar Patel. I think that's why they confirmed it. They thought, he's a brown J. Edgar, but without the dresses. Okay, so if you know the story of J. Edgar Hoover, big homophobe who was big closet, couple of things. So they say, for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so then they feel like this is a chance. Okay. Make some alliances here, but we will move on. This guy just gallops through, sets some fires, rides on, sets some more fires. They burn out. We're news cycle. This is news cycle land. This is, because I was thinking, oh my God, I fell into that trap, and I thought, I'm not doing that. No, I'm not doing that. So, in opposition of this, we have the 10 of Pentacles, which is, and it's upright, so it's the cooperative family working together. So what this is, and it's a legacy. It's the legacy. So maybe maybe the Democrats regrouping, saying, no, we're not doing this anymore. In fact, by the time I was done doing that, seeing that one was the last one I watched of the 80 million others I watched today. And as I flipped on, I saw, they're changing the subjects. Like I've had girls, or they're back onto the drunken defense dude and other things. The Pope is going to have a lot of material, so it's time for the legacy is, okay, we've all got to just work together. Okay, I give you 2 hours to get hysterical and buy into this. Then we move on. And that's it. That's it. So that's a good opposition. So, as this unfolded, I want to do the conscious thoughts, which is the King of Pentacles. The conscious thoughts was thinking the worst. Oh, just another part of our, on either side of it. Well, this is kind of like the greedy aspect of the Trumpian personality, the King of Pentacles in reverse, the crooked, corrupt, figurehead and all this thing. So, one way or another, he's always in the mix. He's always in it as... It's not subconscious, it's conscious. It's like he either had a part in this, or it's part of his administration, or the other side saying, we have Trump deranged. That cracks me up. Trump deranged. I'd say they have Trump denial system. Okay, so then we have subconscious thoughts when these things pop up. Okay. I think this is deep down inside. We're kind of still sort of looking for that hero to come and save us. And this is kind of like what's wrong with all of this stuff, is that they're expecting, maybe her attorney is going to be the big hero and she's vindicated. We were looking Jack Smith and Mueller and this and that, and even Glenn Kirshner said, we have to be our heroes in the voting booth, and we know how that turned out. So subconsciously, it's looking for that inspiring hero, and that's what's wrong with all of this. See, right now that, and on the flip side, there, J. Edgar Cash, it's like, woohoo! J. Edgar's back from the dead, only he's a lot browner. Okay, so... Then we have in the past, with all of this, King of Cups, the needy, neurotic king. Really, he's got issues. He's either a drunk or a junkie or crazy or all of the above. And so this may be the mental state of our leader. I'd put that lightly. Okay, so another aspect is his emotional dementia, and he kind of grabs. He'll use this. He's going to use this to. King of Cups. Yeah, he will appeal to the emotions and use this to raise money. So in the present, we have the Ace of Rods or Staffs in reverse. That's what that's telling me is that we're getting really burned out from all of this stuff. It's kind of like maybe a couple of years ago this might have really gained some traction, but the news it burns out after a news cycle. It's like it could be yesterday's news, in which case Mr. Romano will have to do another video and on to something else. So then in the near future with this, we have the Emperor. And in this respect, this is the Emperor has no clothes. It's like the fear of this was that, this is going to make him more powerful. But he has become so weakened. First it was in everybody else in the world but the U.S. Now it's those chickens are coming home to roost. You can have these little dramas at courthouses, but that is not going to give him his strength back. That's not going to give the king his new clothes. So this is looking fairly optimistic. In the longer future, from May 15th and beyond, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess with her various beliefs and her secrets. That's just going to remain. She's just holding on to some of the secrets that she may not be able to hold on to them for too much longer. So the High Priestess is she's also showing the light of the white column onto the shadow of the dark column. So this is telling me that this could be backfiring in that beyond the thing. If it turns out to be a big nothing burger, it's backfired, and all of this ploy that they have used is no longer going to work. So, hopes and fears time. We have the hopes of, I think that they did this in the hopes of moving on beyond all the 80 trillion scandals and drama of this week. It's worked in the past, but it's in reverse. They're still stuck in the same old crap. This is only a momentary distraction, and in fact, since it's in reverse, is the fear that this stuff is no longer going to work. So we have that. And then, in the conclusion, we have the 7. Okay, perfect. The 7 of Pentacles. See, when this is upright, this is kind of the rotten fruit that was planted, but they can't decide if that's really the rotten fruit. This is for sure. This is for sure that it was. And they've left it. Hey, do you see anybody around there? No, you don't see. Yeah, because it's not like the other decks where you see the guy leaning on his little hoe or the lady walking away from the tree with the empty basket. No, there's nobody there. It's like, nope, they've gone home. So I would say what this reading is saying is that what's worked in the past is not going to work now. And I would say even, let's assume she's guilty of sin, and that maybe they could even prove it, which I doubt. I just, it's going to be like, it'll be there, it'll be over. I don't even think it's going to get to that. I mean, before the 15th, there could be something, like, come on, guys, you have nothing, that sort of thing. It was like, nice try that would have worked even, 7 or 8 months ago near the end of the campaign, but sorry, this is old stuff. Whether it's true or it isn't, people don't really care. But I think that probably from what the others said is that, there may be some truth to it, but proving it beyond a reasonable doubt or even getting it past the grand jury, that's a whole other story. So, I would say a nothing burger. That's what's for dinner tonight. Could be wrong. This is for entertainment purposes only. But I think the way it could backfire is the manner in which she was arrested. So I don't agree with him when he says, oh, he's going to get all those Wall Street Fox. No, I don't think so. They're going to move on. They're more concerned about their portfolios and their bank accounts and all of this sort of thing. So, this is one of my shorter ones. I'm really glad about that. Okay. Have a good week. And I think this will probably be coming out. I'll put this out like Saturday afternoon sometime. So, enjoy your weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.